All right. I assume we're recording. Um, excuse us if we're kind of off on this. This is our pilot show. We are the Rich and K show. I am K.
I'm
On
Rich.
This is my bro. We are two brothers that we've known each other for several years. We have uh, various opinions on things, and for some reason, whatever most black people think, we tend to think the opposite. Not on no disrespectful shit, but just on a strategic level. And right now, the topic of conversation that me and Rich have been having is this presidential campaign. And I'm going to let you take over, Rich. What exactly, like, what is on your mind? Like, tell these people what we've been discussing with this campaign. What is on your mind with this campaign? Like, what exactly do you think of this presidential campaign?
Man, black people are happy for no apparent reason, man. I don't know what they're happy about. I don't know what they celebrate. Now we won. What did we win? What did we really win?
To me, it's very bizarre. This thing is crazy. It's like I'm in a fucking twilight zone.
Yeah, I mean, what did we win? This is a man that signed a policy in 86, 88, and 94.
This is some. What's that? What's the movie? What's the movie? Everybody with the hypnotized black nigga.
The hypnotized black nigga.
With the lady with the teacup. I think me and you ain't see that in the movie. With the African brother. Let me Get Out.
Get Out, yes.
Get Out.
Yes.
Right? I think the country.
Was also Queen and Slim. He was also in Queen and Slim, yes.
Yeah.
I can't. Daniel Kafola, I can't even pronounce him.
Right. But that brother, that movie, I think the all of Black America is in some sort of hypnotic fucking trance because
yeah, we all in a sense we're all in a sunken place, we are
because bro, how are y'all celebrating a man his entire career was based on open? This guy is a fucking segregationist. This guy was the chief author of a bill that destroyed a couple of generations of Black American men. And this is who y'all elected as your fucking president. This is what they elected.
The media focused on Trump being.
And let's not even get into this bitch who's sometimes black, sometimes Indian.
Oh yeah, Miss Kamala Harris. Miss Kamala Harris. But yeah, it's the media focus.
Let me just talk to the audience for a brief second. We right now we're freestyling. Yes. We're going to have another show. The next show is going to be on the exact same topic. But Mr. Rich and K will make sure that we do a research on the subject. Because right now, we're just getting stuff from, this is all second and third hand information. We're not really getting, we have to really research a lot of this stuff. The one thing we do know is that Biden has spent his life fucking black people over.
They have to go to jail. We can rehabilitate them, but they have to go to jail. That's what this nigga said. They have to go to jail. That was
I don't want to turn this place into a racial jungle. That's who y'all elected. Y'all weird, man.
Yeah, and then he called poor kids, or poor kids can just have the same privileges and rights as white kids. So who's poor? We're like, what? So who is he talking about poor? I
mean, he would say the most glaringly racist things.
It's what? I mean, he said I'm dumb. He said I've done some dumb stuff, and I'm gonna continue to do dumb stuff. This is what the motherfucker said on online somewhere. Like there's so many sound bites, man. But one thing is funny, man. We back in the days in the 90s, we didn't have information like this in real time.
Right? Like there's no
excuse. We have more information now,
and
we have more information now, and black people still want to be stupid. A lot of these, it's funny, man. A lot of black women, they are some of his biggest supporters. And you saw what happened with the Anita Hill situation. Like, he believed her, but then he made it seem like he wasn't trying to help her really like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Right. Which Anita Hill situation?
that we referring to when she accused Clarence Thomas of sexual
They didn't do nothing for her.
You know, he was on the board, you know, in that trial. If you
I
we were
always
kids watching it on TV,
I
but
need
we
to know
didn't know
about
that
this
was Joe
case.
Biden, right? We didn't know it was Joe Biden that was that was on the board, you know. But you know, I
And
mean, the only thing,
what I remember something about pubic hair on the Coca-Cola. What was that about?
I'm sorry, come back.
With the Anita Hill case?
Yeah.
She said something in the.
I think he didn't allow her to really testify her case. You know, he didn't. You know, he believed her, but he said some like crass, appropriate shit that made it seem like.
You talking about Joe Biden during the Anita Hill shit?
Right, with Joe
Yeah,
Biden.
okay.
Yeah. He could have done
Joe
more.
Biden. I don't. You know, basically during Obama's whole presidency, they kept Joe Biden hidden away because they knew.
Because they didn't want people to put
you know
the
who Joe
connection.
Biden is? Joe Biden is kind of like old dirty bastard. You know how old dirty bastard would just say whatever came to his mind, didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what Joe Biden is. Joe Biden is always he has no filter.
Like he's the gay uncle that black people are ashamed to be around. You know, like you keep him tucked away or whatever.
And then when he gets with
that's
the girls
exactly
and he gets frisky and he like, hey, because he comes from that Mad Men era where you could pat a girl on her ass when when she passed by.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I think they kept them hidden away on purpose because they didn't want, just imagine like, and I don't know if it was you that said it, but Obama was the first social media president, and when you think about it, that was, obviously with the advancement of social media, we're privy to information that, wasn't readily available to us 15, 20 years prior. And we don't, I think they kept them hidden because they didn't want people to go into the history and say, well, wait a minute. Isn't that the person that was working under the Clinton administration that has something to do with the crime bill? Because then if they would put the connection between Obama and Joe Biden, then they'll be like, well, wait a minute. Like, why would Obama pick the guy who drafted the crime bill? So I think that's probably one of the reasons why they kept him in. And I could be wrong, but
it's so frustrating. Like at my job, basically I was at work and there's somebody who works there, who the brother's Haitian. And he's like, who you voting for? I said, I'm not voting for either one of these guys, man. Like, I'm not voting for either one because they don't serve my interests as a black person in this country.
And he probably said some dumb shit.
If you don't vote for one, if you don't vote, then let's vote for Trump. I said, yeah, but his opponent has just as bad. I mean, these people, I think Joe Biden has done a lot more harm to black people than Donald Trump ever had. Donald Trump mostly just be talking shit. He don't really be doing nothing. Yeah, okay, we know about the real estate shit. We know about other shit, but most white people participate in that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Is he what Donald Trump is just a white American man. That's what white people do to succeed.
In the privacy of their own homes.
Yeah, that's all. You just see his shit.
Just honest.
He's just honest about it. You don't
like black
honesty.
People. One thing about their
race
is they don't like honest people. They don't like people who are honest about who they are.
But you like Joe Biden, who says, "Yeah, you're my brother. I'm a white man, just like you, even though you're a dumb nigger." And but he says it in a slick. This is the biggest. They say that Obama. A lot of politicians have said that. A lot of like political people that's really study politics that I read about. They say that Obama is the biggest Trojan horse in political history. And I think Joe Biden has just succeeded him as the biggest Trojan horse in political history because this motherfucker is just like, this is an openly vile, despicable racist. And he got niggas to like him. This shit
But
is crazy.
it was very easy to do, you know.
And he got a woman. He, I, I think of them in the office, right? I think of him in the office, right? Joe Biden sitting there, he want to be president. He thinking of his political strategy. Biden's like, man, listen, how do we get these Negroes on board? How the hell do we get these Negroes on board? Let me see. Man, I'm gonna get a black woman. Well, we can't really find a black woman
Oh,
suitable.
Stacey Adams, nah, you know,
Nah,
Stacey Adams,
nah.
no, she's too big.
Yeah, she's
She's
a
too
little
much
too.
of a
She a little.
mammy. They're gonna say that we picking a mammy. They're gonna say we picking a mammy. So
She's too.
you
It's
have to
too
get something that's,
obvious.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, uh, what about Kamala Harris? Yeah, Kamala Harris isn't black. She's Indian. Man, we could make her black, bro. Like this.
Yeah, come on, man.
He's
You
from
know,
Jamaica.
these
That's just
niggas
all
don't
black
know
people
many
anyway.
different. Yeah, they think all Jamaicans are black anyway. So
Yeah, right. You know, all black people are black. It doesn't matter. Anyway, and they called Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris was like, hell yeah, Kamala Harris is a political, she's right nipping on the heels with Hillary Clinton. Like she's one of these political brilliant minds that is all about herself. She's done whatever it takes, including, fatting it up. Kamala Harris is a high price, high value thought. You know what I'm saying? When she was sleeping with the mayor of she was his side piece, the mayor of what was that? San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were able to do black people supporting them, and the whole thing was he killed, Trump killed 200,000 people. Trump killed 200,000
He
people.
did not cause or
Crazy.
create coronavirus.
No, of course not.
And in
Of course
fact,
not.
honestly, if the Democrats were in charge of the coronavirus, it'd have been worse. They would have not closed the borders for fear of being racist, right? They would have done that kumbaya bullshit. And then all these people would have fucking spread that shit. It'd have been a fucking Walking Dead if the Democrats were running the country during the coronavirus. I mean, come on.
Something tells me that this thing is miraculously, we're gonna
It's gonna
deal with the
disappear.
situation, and it's gonna miraculously, they're gonna figure out some way to miraculously, within a year.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think we've seen the last days of the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, 4,000 people died in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Ridiculous statistics. Like you can't even keep up with the statistics that they come up with coronavirus. It's like 68 people just died within the last 3 seconds.
It's ridiculous. I mean, especially that. I mean, that was the summer. That was the spring and summer. Every day, this amount of people died or that amount of people died.
I ain't gonna front. They got to a point where I'm not even gonna lie. I knew it was bullshit, but I kind of was like, is it bullshit? And I was just like, the things that they're saying is not humanly possible. It's like this is like I'm fucking. There were no summer blockbusters this year because of coronavirus. So the news itself was the summer blockbuster. That's what Hollywood got this money. This shit is crazy.
But the thing that kills me though is the selling point of how Biden and Harris got in office is Trump is a racist. And that was the biggest selling point.
And since when have white America been so concerned about racism?
That's what I told one of my people, man.
Really?
Like,
y'all worried about the shit?
Like, why? Like, we live in America. Our America. This country.
I think they're just so dishonest, man.
It's very dishonest because they did that, and then when you try to say, well, Biden wrote the bill. Oh, that was such a long time ago. How can you hold this man accountable for something that he said 43 years ago?
Something that destroyed something. You forgive a man for something he did 40-something years ago that destroyed 2 generations of your people.
But he was doing his job, and
That's why I find. That's why another thing. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, about Ice Cube, and I was like, listen, Ice Cube is doing what he's doing for Black America. Ice Cube is a fucking multi-millionaire, director, top notch dude, like in the world, like, you know what I'm saying? He could just lay back and chill. He don't have to do nothing for no fucking body. But he decided to go and try to talk to people to help uh, fix the condition of his people, and all he's been getting grief from his own people. They said, well, why did you talk to Trump? Well, Trump was the one that talked to us. He like, well, why didn't you talk to Biden? Biden wanted to talk to us after the election. Well, you could have talked to Kamala Harris. I mean, come on, man. Given Kamala Harris' record, is that somebody who you would speak to about the conditions improvement of Black people, given the fact that she didn't admit she was Black until quite recently, and it happened to coincide with this election? It's weird, man.
Yeah, I don't see how Kamala Harris would have a vested interest in Black people in America when she has Indian and Jamaican ancestry. And I think one of the reasons why a lot of West Indians in this country, why they supported her is not because she was quote unquote one of their own, but because they probably don't really give a fuck about Black people, Black Americans anyway. So their thing was like when people who were part of FBA or ADOS was saying, well, this is the problem that I have with her. West Indians were saying, well, she was doing her job. So it like subconsciously they're basically saying that, you Black niggas are criminals anyway. You know what I'm saying? So she was doing her job. She was doing her job. That's to me. That's how I took that. It was totally an insensitive response.
I don't like. It's like so. Black people have been insulted, disrespected, and denigrated so much in this society. It's like they don't even expect to be respected, so they accept a lot of bullshit. Like Democratic parties, the way they treat Black people is crazy.
Definitely, and it showed the racial divide. It not even showed the racial divide, but it also showed the divide amongst Black people, amongst Black Africans, depending upon who they're going for, amongst Black West Indians, amongst Black American. It showed the divide. You have people cutting off family members and friends that they've had for many years.
You cut like you a Black person. You a Black person. You won't talk to your cousin because your cousin supports Trump and you support Biden. Two white motherfuckers that don't care about neither one of y'all.
They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give two flying fucks about you.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
They won't even use the saliva from their mouth to quench, if you're burning the fire.
Trump was not racist, like in that regard. Like Trump looks down on everybody. I am Donald Trump. I am a king. Who are you? That's Trump. And Biden is the same way. It's just that Biden is not man enough to admit it. And that is going to conclude our show. We will come back to you guys later. It's been a pleasure, Rich.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
I'll holler later.
Cool.